The latest discovery or development in the Isofarian Guard is that there is a Fort Istra sheet, and Fort Istra has a so-called stash, and the stash is an abstract quantity that always is active, no matter the state of Fort Istra or the game. And when you travel to Fort Istra location with your meeple, then you can access a player a sheet that describes what you can store for your guard pair in terms of materials and money. And money is just you add or subtract the money that you deposit, so it cannot be stolen by enemies. And the items, they are specified by a row, like pine, ash, wood, and other things under each other. And then four thick rectangular boxes next to each item. So you can at most store 4 pine. You can at most store 4 ash. But it can be worthwhile if you are harvesting for something, or I mean, if you're farming for something to buy or to have designed at a shop. But the next guard cannot use the money nor the items of the previous guard, so it's like a hole that you dug up somewhere around Fort Istra, and told nobody about it. And there, at book 4, there are 4 such holes that nobody else knows about. And at book 5, all these stores will be put together for the final book to complete, where all the guards will play a role. So it makes sense to have 900 something sil for every guard at before the end, the chapter ends, because when the chapter ends, you cannot no longer play with the guards that you have grown to learn. Stone slots are where speaking stone cards are attached to the guard's weapons or armor. Weapon and armor cards may have multiple slots to attach speaking stone cards. You may only attach speaking stone cards equal to the number of available slots on the weapon or armor cards. There's a bit complicated sentence, but it's like cards that you put under other cards. Then status effect chips. Okay, stonebound ability cards. So here it is explained with a gem. Summon, that goes. So summon is a keyword that happens under enemy AI cards. Enemies can summon other enemies. Submit an attack or effect. Yeah, what is a target? It's nice. Target continued. Okay, aggro. Yeah, aggro is a standard technical term. I think the first occurrence that I remember is in Xenosaga or something for the Wii. Maybe it was earlier, but that's the oldest I remember. So it's what enemies target. And it is the guard that most recently performed an attack, even if it was unsuccessful. So it can make sense to divert enemy attacks, even if your attack is unsuccessful. So it's nice to be able to play with this. Bolster, break, corruption, Deviation, nice winged symbols. Fear, freeze, heart, poison. Yeah, you can make several choices, of course. A general alphabetical order or alphabetical order in terms of parts of the game. So gameplay concepts A to Z, chip stuff A to Z. But then the problem is that the chip stuff A to Z is also in the gameplay. I'm not happy with the way they chose to organize this, and part of that is that you cannot retrieve it for the first time. Sword chip, upkeep chip, weekend chip, guard keywords. Okay, so the guard keywords. So Gregory uses the chain keyword, Alec uses the empower keyword, and these are the book one things. Catherine and Yuri, I guess the second book, they use harmonize and search. And you activate the ability. Activate Alec's ability card, combine. Activate Catherine's Stonebound ability card, harmonize. Activate Yuri's guard ability cards by paying its required cost. Activate one of Gregory's guard ability cards by paying its required cost. I think it's a bit general and how do you say generic, and it doesn't explain much to me. But maybe if you play it, my hope, idle hope, is that things will be clear. Garzin uses the Inspire keyword. Activate one of Garzin's guard ability cards by paying its required cost. Vera uses the burst keyword. Each time you activate one of Vera's guard ability cards by paying its required cost, place a yellow cube on any other guard ability card. Yeah, so I think they will play out different in practice, and that's nice for the first few battles. Pavel uses the endure keyword, and Yana uses the awaken keyword. But yeah, not useful to read right now, because the first part in the game is Gregory and Alec. The others, it's nice to know that they exist and have different properties. Guard dashboard. Each campaign in Isofarian Guard has a pair of cards assigned to it. The campaign book will inform you which cards to use when beginning the campaign. Good. Each campaign starts with 2 guard dashboards, except for campaign 1, which starts with 1. You will track your guard's various stats throughout the game using this dashboard. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, and it's also good that they made dashboards that were specific to the hero. So you had 8 boards where you only use 2 at any one time, and now they placed busties or heads to signify which is which. But as you can see, it's not a dual layered board, so this will flop in and out. There is not really a way to pin this except with some kind of paper clip or so. So it's the guard bust card, health points, the various slots that you know from video games, HP and icon and tracks, attack, defense, weapon slot. So this is the hero board anatomy. They were also called I think hero character. The first term was character, and I asked if it is Isofarian Guard, then at least the word guard should be placed. So they changed everything to guard dashboard, guard stuff. But it is at least more thematic that way. Okay, accessory slots, item slots, action points, guard ability dashboard, positive. Well, if you place stuff here in the positive part, then how do you read this? You read this as things that belong to the negative part. So this is why I don't find it intuitive. But that's just me. Accessory slot. Yeah, okay, nice. Negative events, negative chip, status area, ability card slots. Enemy dashboard, enemy AI draw slot. I think it's good to have this, so you don't have to explain every time. But to be honest, I don't think I would be reading this many times over. It's also pretty clear what things do, except for this then. Here they write active area and exhausted area. I mean, why not print that in the in the guard boards? This is like this Windows 8 philosophy that things should be very simple with simplistic, and maybe I'm just too old-fashioned that I want things to be self-descripting. But I can live with that if the story is good. Round of battle, example. So I think you get a pretty good overview, and I'm going to read this for myself. Oh, this is also nice. An FAQ. Well, the book, the product has not been available or even exist.